Thank you, Mr. Uso, and good afternoon to you all. It is wonderful to be here in your presence as we honor and celebrate our veterans. Growing up, I can tell you that my dad raised me and my brother to always honor and respect our veterans. He and his three brothers all served in the armed forces. My grandfather was on casualty cleanup in Japan after it was bombed. Two of my great uncles, one of which just died at 102 at the beginning of this year, fought in World War II. Like I said, we were always taught to respect and to honor our veterans because any freedoms that we have because of y'all that went out and did what y'all did. And I strongly feel that if a person like myself cannot be a veteran, the least that we can do is be a patriot. You know, we can love and we can honor and we can even defend our country when it comes down to it. I'll tell you all that this event, since its inception, since the wall was put here, is something that my dad and I always came to together. It was kind of like our thing to do. And I'll tell you a story. My dad always liked that song, Please Come Home for Christmas. I think it's Charles Brown. And I never understood why until he told me. He was in Germany. He was a medic in Germany. And they were there for about a year, him and his company, I think you call it. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But anyways, they had received word that they would be going home for Christmas. And they told them around October, November that you all are going to be going home. So they started playing Please Come Home for Christmas. And then closer it got to Christmas, they received word that they would not be able to go, that they didn't have the resources to bring them home at that time. So then they played Please Come Home for Christmas, and there wasn't a dry eye in the room because they had all written home to their parents and told them what they wanted, their moms, what they wanted for Christmas dinner and who to invite and how long they'd be there, and then they were all kind of heartbroken, but they understood. And my dad told me that it wasn't until he went himself into the Army that he realized what his older brothers and his uncle and his uncles and his grandfather, my grandfather, I'm sorry, had given up. You know, just the simple things like seeing your mom on Christmas and having a Christmas dinner. It wasn't until he went himself that he realized the sacrifices that you all make and that your families make. I lost my dad on August 6th of this year. And when we went to the funeral home, the second thing that they asked us was, did we want a military funeral? Well, of course we did. We wanted to honor my dad. So Mr. Fry and his honor guard showed up at the church and they waited in the back, and then as Mass was about to begin, they each came one by one to the front of the church and they placed a red poppy, a red flower, on his chest, and they saluted him one last time. And they gave their condolences to us. We all went to the cemetery after Mass was over. The silence was broken by a 21-gun salute and the playing of taps. The men and women who came out on that day did more for us than they will ever know. So I would like to thank the honor guard of our parish for doing that, for giving us peace and giving us such a sense of pride on such a sad day. And I'd like to thank all of our veterans, not only in this parish, but in our country, because they are the persons who give up everything just so I can stand here and say what I want to say. So I will say that I hope God always blesses you and keeps you from harm. And I hope that God always blesses this great country we call the United States of America. Thank you all.